What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? This is TEKNOBLAST on Take Notes Game. I got Show Enough, the realist here, and SIKSLAYER, the Steam Deck expert. How's everybody doing tonight?
What's going on? What's going
on? Oh my goodness! So last out wasn't able to go on board and go live because we had a huge storm come through here in North Texas and knock out the power for about an hour and a half or so. And I thought, I'll take a break for tonight, you know? So now we're here tonight. We did have a storm again today, and I was kind of scared that the power would go out again, and it didn't. So we're all good here. We're all good. And look who's here. It's Jeremy Merchant. Good day, mate. If I said it right.
Good day, mate. Good day, mate.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. Oh, yeah. So, fellas, you know how we like to start things off, a little chit chat, about 10 minutes. What have you guys been playing?
Wolong. I mean, I've been in Guilty Gear Strive. What else?
Is Wolong like a Souls game also?
It is, yeah. Yes. I mean, but I told you guys that, like, Wolong, Liza P, that's another Souls game.
Is it?
Yep, Souls game.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, Illegal and I, we co-opted like the first 3 missions, or the first 2 missions. I mean, second 2 missions. He had to do the first on his own. But yeah, I mean, it's a soul. Yeah, because they don't. That's like the proving ground. You can't play co-op until you beat that first boss. But there's a few games that I've been playing, but those are probably the main 2, and Atomic Heart. It's just so much to play on Game Pass, man. It's hard to just say one game.
I know, and we'll get into the whole Game Pass thing in a minute, man. But yeah, I understand. Oh, I'll be. Well, what about you, Sick? What about you?
Well, I've been playing Vampire Survivors. I finally beat Death, right? I finally beat his ass, right? Now I got Mask and Red Death.
Sick, real quick. What's beating that? How do you?
Okay, beating the game.
Yeah.
Well,
all the achievements.
I mean, you could beat all the levels, right? Yeah. And get the blast boss Ender, right? So it's good that you asked.
Is that the one with the gold coins that come at you?
No, those are no. He doesn't come. Well, he comes with like a storm. It's like you go into this weird area, right? He's like all the deaths in one. He's got all the colors in one, right? And on the last level, when when you pass the time limit or whatever, survival or whatever, he appears, right? And you start fighting him, and yeah, that's Ender. I guess you would call him the boss, I guess, right? But funny thing was, so I beat Death. So I could have sworn I put it on YouTube, but I didn't. I guess I'll have to post that. I could have sworn I did, but it's definitely on my Twitter account. If you look in the media tab, I posted the video.
I'm kicked off for that again.
Oh, okay. You've been bad. You've been naughty.
What?
Or people been fake snitching on you, or whatever. Hey,
you got Twitter jail again?
No, it's not. It's not because somebody snitched on me. It's because somebody, what's his name, Childish Gambino said that. I think Chevy Chase called him a nigga, right? And
you used the N-word again, and they got you.
Nope. I said, okay. I mean, why is he crying? You should just slapped him and kept it moving.
Oh, so somebody said about violence.
No. This is a Twitter thing. Dude, as soon as I hit send, you are blacked.
Oh. Wow. Until how long?
It says for 7 days. It says that and then I read it because I was going to appeal, and it says you cannot threaten violence or insinuate that someone should
Yeah. That's what he did.
So that's what happened.
And that's why you're not even going to fight it. So yeah, I beat Death, and apparently, when you beat Death, you get
criminals. They just never learn, do they? Criminals.
Nah. The criminals never learn. So I killed Death because I found there's methods. There's so much stuff to that game I'm still learning, right? But basically, I killed Death, right? That was my purpose that day when I did it. The day when it was snowing and whatnot. Yeah. Killed Death, which unlocks Red Death, the character you could use, right?
Okay, well then, I guess I beat the game then.
You killed Ender and you have Red Death?
I have Red Death.
Okay. Did you kill Ender? That I would consider being in the game.
If you tell me what the reward is Then I can
The
tell you.
reward is some item that you get from him. I forget. I'd have to look it up in the wiki. But the dude
Oh,
is called
that
Ender.
is the end of the game? Is that a tree?
Tree?
It's
No,
Groot.
it's a dude. It's one dude, and you're like in this weird area, and he attacks you with these storms that come in like
These
straight
bubbles
lines.
that come in strips.
Yeah, in horizontal or vertical
Is
strips.
that from like the church level?
The last level on the list.
I don't know, bro. I'm
The
just
last
going to
main
cheat.
level-
I'm just going to the achievements now.
Yeah, I can't really remember, but you kill. What I'm trying to say, you keep asking me these questions. Like, what I'm trying to say is,
Let him
so
finish.
after I beat Death, right, it unlocks Red Death. So my first playthrough with Red Death, I was on that level, right? And I'm like, yo, this dude, he's really fast, really, really, really fast, right? He's really dope. He has high health, damage, all of that,
Yeah,
right?
but
It's a great reward for
sickles are
killing Death. So I'm just like, I'm playing the level, I'm doing really well, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm fighting the boss, and I didn't even realize. So I posted that as well, and I beat that dude. Because I was losing or whatever, I would feel like I wasn't doing enough damage to him, and eventually he was gonna kill me. And then you know that little item you get where you get the little flamethrower thing. So I grabbed one of those, and I just started flaming the hell out of him.
The little peanut.
Yeah, and I just roasted the hell out of him, and that's how I won. And so basically, yeah, I would consider that beating the game. So I've been balls deep in Vampire Survivors while everybody's playing.
Is there not any credits or what?
The game, it has this animation where the thing like claps for you or whatever,
Yeah.
and then boom, that's it.
Well, that's why I asked him what's beating the game, because when you beat the tree, you get credits, and you get like 150,000 gold. They just shower gold on you, and you get the credits, and then you get the clap if you beat the tree.
The clap? You get the clap? That's
Yeah,
gross.
there's this secret boss that you go. There's this area you go to, and you kill that boss where like you lose all your weapons, and you have to walk through this like path, and then you get to fight this thing, and then when you beat it, you get that cutscene where it claps, and then unlocks this other thing you need to continue on.
You
So
don't
yeah,
lose your weapons. You can't get Mataglio left, right, or the rings.
you get your
But you
base
keep your
weapon.
weapons.
Yeah, no. That's not the one I'm talking about. That's like a mid boss, I guess. Then, but Ender, you keep all your stuff. You gotta have the rings, all of that. That's what I did to Death. Yeah, I got the rings where basically every time that wave like blows out, it cuts his health by half. And then I also had that cloak that reduced my damage to 10 each.
Red cloak.
Yeah, the red cloak, and I had the Santa water maxed out. So as soon as it's on the floor, he's stuck in it and can't move. He can't attack me. And I got ultimate defense, and I'm having his life every like 2 seconds. His life is getting sliced in half, right? So it doesn't matter if it's 50 billion. Every time the wave happened, it's getting sliced in half. 25 billion, and 12 and a half, whatever.
I think red cloak reflects. So like because they like those. You're talking about like the Reapers, right?
Yeah, the Reapers. Yeah,
They have like millions of life, and you cut it in
millions.
half.
Yeah,
And then they do like millions of damage. But if you have red cloak, it reflects. So
right. It reflects
that's a
back, and
fast
the
fight.
max damage you take is 10. So they can't do nothing to you by the time.
Yeah.
Like they could ever hope to kill you, you've already destroyed them 15 times over. So yeah. So the game is just mindless fun.
And it's
Man.
just a game you can just pick up and put down.
Yep. I play on
No,
the
if
Steam
it's a
Deck, I play on
Souls
Xbox.
game, it's just not a pick up and go game.
Yeah, Souls game
No,
is not a
dude,
pick.
we're talking about Vampire Survivor.
Well,
Oh.
it's Souls in a way where eventually you die every level. It doesn't matter what happens. Even when you get your objective, it doesn't matter. A death, like the White Death, okay? I killed Death, and what happens? A White Death comes out and says, "Rrr," and it just, I'm dead. And then it says stage complete. You always die no matter what. So I guess that's the ultimate Souls game. You always die.
Well, I guess I'm gonna mark off Wulong off my list to play because if it's a Souls game,
So you don't do Souls, huh?
no. I've tried 2 soul type games and that's it. I'm like, okay, I can't get into this. I just can't.
I think it has. I think because it's pretty cut. Like if your morale is high, and that basically rewards you for being able to parry. So like if you get your morale high, whenever you enter a battle, you just need to enter into a battle with a higher morale than the opponent.
I need my save points, man.
Well, they have some. You have to find them, and then you have to.
Yeah.
The thing that kills me, bro, is that you could be fighting like these randoms, bro, and then they just hit you one time and you you got to go drink that juice.
Mm.
That juice.
Yeah, there's always that bottle in all these Souls games that you have. Some bottle of magic elixir that'll save your
Well,
ass.
well, I'm gonna be the bad guy here. I should have worn my PlayStation shirt today because for the last week and a half or so after I completed, let's see, where's my list of games? I completed High on Life and Somerville. I went back and started playing this game. And it's called Anno Mutationum on the PlayStation 5. It's not a bad game. It's good.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. That's the one you've been playing on PlayStation 5.
Yeah. So
That's
this is
a
what I've been
Cyberpunk
playing.
game?
Huh? Cyberpunk. Yeah, it's a Cyberpunk game. It's a 2.5 to 3D game. It's fun. It's actually fun. Once you kind of get the gist of playing it, then it gets a lot better and a lot better. You start powering up your character, and it plays really well. It's really good. I like it.
Okay. Can you fast forward to like the actual gameplay? Because honestly, cutscene shit.
It's right there. Well, this like all this right here.
Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. Now we're.
I was looking to
That's
see.
my style, right? Yeah, it's too bad that's not on PC.
Yeah, I was looking to see what you sure? I don't know, but I was looking to see like what you were playing because I noticed you were playing. And I was looking for something to play on the PlayStation because something was downloading on my Xbox and I couldn't play a game. But I looked at that one. And I was like, I don't know.
Oh, it's on Steam.
Yeah,
it should be on PC.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's my wish list.
Yeah, check it out. It's pretty good. It's fun to play. I like it.
That's my style of game right there, definitely.
Yeah, it's a little pixelated. But that's
on Xbox.
It's a style. That's style of. No, it's not on Xbox. I would have gotten it on Xbox. No, that's why I got it on PlayStation.
Well, this is the kind of thing I get on Steam. Like,
and this gives me something to play on the PlayStation and kind of say, look, I'm finally using it after months of not using it. You know?
So let's okay. I want to take your discussion right there about the PlayStation 5 and bring in.
Oh, I got a couple of things about the PlayStation 5, which is freaking hilarious. So,
well,
what do you want to say?
Yeah, well, recently since last week we didn't speak on it. The VR, right? Like, okay, now amongst us three, okay, I'm a proponent of VR. I know you rock with VR as well.
Yeah. Well, we all three have them, right? Even
right.
Realist.
Realist isn't a big fan, but he's tried it.
No, it's not that I'm not a big fan. It's just that when it comes to speaking the truth about it, it's niche,
no doubt,
and it's not ready for prime time. I love playing it. Whenever I feel the need to put a helmet on and play games, I love it. But I just don't think it's ready for prime time yet.
Because I absolutely agree, and that's exactly what I feel. But what I thought you meant specifically is that you have tried it. You're not a big fan yet, but it can get there. It's not there now. But I see you actually do like it now. You just recognize this niche, and I feel the same way, right? And I think Tech, you basically have said the same thing. Like, you like it yourself. You're an enthusiast. You have a headset. It's not even your first headset, right?
Right. Yeah. We got it. It's back there behind the pillows. I don't know if you can't see it, but yeah, we got it. We got a few games on there. It's a lot of fun, and I have a wish list of games I want to buy. It's just I just never get around to it.
All right,
but it's not my go-to. I mean, it's been months since I touched it more because he likes Roblox, you know.
Well, well, the thing is, okay, so between the three of us, like, I have experience with VR as well. I had a Lenovo Windows mixed reality headset, and they had the PSVR 1, and I got the Quest 2, right?
Yep.
And I'm sure the Quest 3 is everything I'm hearing about it as the leaks come out continually. Yeah, it's looking like I'm gonna buy that, right? The Quest 3, right? So now the reason I'm bringing this up is because the PSVR 2. Now, my opinion is that it's a great headset for the technology and what it is, right? But what I don't like is how they compare it to the Quest 2 that's years old now. It is just about to be replaced, right?
Well, that's what I was doing a few weeks back, and Realist is like, yes, that the PSVR 2, you know, considering the hardware that it has, it's worth the price. But
yes.
But at the same time, it just to me it just seems overpriced, just because it's just it's not a standalone, just like the Quest, you know?
Right. And I feel and that's exactly how I feel. But I feel like also it's unfair to compare it to the Quest, like
It is.
which one you should buy in terms of that context. Like, of course, you want to compare the specs and you see the evolution, but the Quest isn't brand new. It's about to be replaced this year. It's really unfair in the way they compare. Not that they compare it, because they can compare it to, because they compare it to the original on PlayStation VR, and that's, fair, right? Which is even older. But they compare it to the Index, which is 5 years old now and $1,000, but also 5 years old, right?
Yeah.
That's not fair either. And but at the same time, I'm not trying to knock the PlayStation VR 2. So what I'm saying is, okay, my point of view is
the only knock I got on it is the price.
Right, me too, right? So what I want to ask you guys is what you think after I say what I'm gonna say, which is I think the PlayStation VR 2, number one, it's great headset, up to date with the features and stuff that I think should be in a headset today, right?
Yep.
120 hertz, OLED screens to give you that contrast where everybody's seeing the difference in HDR, which is something I've wanted for a while. The eye tracking. I think these 4 things are necessary, right? Everything else that's there here and there. The fact that it has a little earbuds, then they're crappy, just like the last one. But then you got the Quest 2 with its little speakers, which I'm fine with, but they're pretty low end. But in either solution, you can plug in your own headphones. You're fine, right? Overall, it's a great headset considering the hardware of the PlayStation 5. And altogether, for slightly over $1,000, you're getting a complete experience, right? And Gran Turismo, no matter what we say negatively about it, that's a great game that shows off the headset. In fact, I think a lot better than what you've seen with Horizon, right?
Yeah.
And I think, Project Wingman, which I always find a way to bring that in, right? But I think that's a great game that's going to do similarly in like the Jet Fighter type of experience, right?
Oh my God, a Jet Fighter would be awesome to play.
And I'm telling you, Project Wingman is on Steam right now for $25. You use your headset and you get that experience right now. You don't have to wait if you want to try that right now. And even outside of VR, it's on Xbox, right? It was on Game Pass for a whole year, but it's still on Xbox. So great game I talk about all the time. But in terms of like experiences like that, I think the PlayStation VR is a great headset, but it's too expensive. And there's a couple of titles out, and they're all great and cool and all. But after that, you're just going to put it down and then not really rock with it. It's unfortunate. I don't think they're going to have the amount of software to support it as much as it needs.
Nope.
There's going to be more, but it won't be enough, and it's unfortunate because this is an advantage.
And not being backward compatible, it hurts it too, I think.
Yeah, but a lot of the games are getting patches. A lot of the relevant games, but a lot of the older ones that don't. It's unfortunate that should have been there, but a lot of the major games are getting like Resident Evil.
Well, at least on this thing with the PSVR, they kept their word. Jimmy's kept his word. They believe in generations, especially on the PSVR.
You know what? I can't knock it. It is true. It is true.
That's the only thing they believe in generations on.
At least he followed through on that part right there.
Yep. Yeah. I can't. Yep. He kept to his word. But yeah, man, I just want to ask what you guys think about the PlayStation VR, because I see a lot of places like unfairly hyping it up, but then there's other places that are unfairly knocking it, and it's depending on their biases one way or another. I don't think it's getting a fair shake or evaluation, just objectively speaking.
I mean, I really don't see any software that I'm interested in. Maybe Horizon, just because I'm familiar with the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it. And I'm not gonna spend another $700 or so just for one game.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, the first one had the Batman. It had the Iron Man right off the bat. It had Outlast.
Yes.
I don't know what else did it have. I mean, I just forgot which one that one had, which I was interested in getting, but I just never did.
Mm-hmm.
But this one just, here's your 5 titles or whatever it has. And like, all right, well, which one's the big heavy hitter? Horizon? Even that people are making fun of it because it doesn't, no, that's I'm getting it mixed up with something. Horizon, just because, I don't know, it's just people.
It makes her look short. Like everybody's realizing how short the character is.
Yes.
Because of VR, it makes that. And see, that's unfortunate that it's being used as a knock, because perception wise, okay, so she's not as tall as people imagine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, people aren't calling her like a midget.
God,
like
can you
she's
imagine a Star Wars game on that thing?
Right. It just
light-
shows how well it's doing it. Like it's doing what it
Yeah.
should be doing, right? And people are using it as a negative, which is unfair. Because if it was on Xbox, you know, and people doing this against Xbox,
Oh God.
I would have to call it out. So I gotta keep that same energy, right? And that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do when I say this. But it's funny and unfortunate at the same time the way people are knocking it. I
Yeah.
feel.
I mean, look, all jokes aside, I would be interested if it had a better price point.
Yes.
It's just too expensive for me for what it is. You know, it's a standalone, not a stand. It's a console dependent accessory, which even though I got the console already, I'd rather not a thing like that be dependent on a console. You get me?
Yeah.
So because of that, I'm out.
Yeah, I like the Quest style where the headset itself is a system all to itself. You know, they use an Android, and we're starting to see like you can multitask. Like you can have a game running now on the Quest 2. It'll be really slow. It works on the Pro, where you could have like a web browser, you know, right in the middle of your VR world.
Well,
That's
you know what Sony fans will be watching. They'll play the game and they'll have the hub in the corner.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, you know, it makes these headsets a lot more of what people imagine would have been with the mixed reality and all of that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's getting there. It's getting there. It's just not here now.
All right, when you guys compare these headsets, all right, you say the Quest doesn't have it doesn't need to be tethered to anything. And even with the Quests 2, right? They actually show Sony the way, right? They're the ones who raised the price tag on their hardware in the middle of everything, right? So I wonder how much this Quest 3
we dropped the price before that too, and then lifted it up. It was
But
weird.
I wonder how much the Quest 3 is going to cost, because if that's always the barrier, right, when it comes to VR, the additional cost associated with it, and it's out of most people's range.
Well,
but at least the Quest 3
it's supposed to be more than the 2 was.
But at least the Quest 3 will be backward compatible with the others, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's technically a PC, man. PC.
It's a PC, yeah.
Yeah, it's an Android device, so it's backwards compatible. Yep.
There
And even with all the PC software, like it works with that. If you had a Rift before and you got a Quest, I know a Rift was.
Who's the baddest then? Who's the baddest?
I gotta say, Quest right.
It's just like the Rift, right? I have my Rift. I don't need a.
And if you had any software, right, all that software, you still have access to it with your Quest if you plug into your PC.
And that's a big selling point. And you look at like what PlayStation's trying to do. PlayStation is trying to sell more hardware, right? Mm-hmm. So they're gonna continue to abandon, you know, the old stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, talk about abandonment. What about this kid trying to sell his PlayStation at a pawn shop and he only got offered $20 for it?
Really?
Yes. You didn't catch this?
No, dude. Okay. My cousin just texted me this morning with a picture and everything. He's the same when I sold my PSVR 1 to. He's asking me, yo, does he know if I know anybody who wants to buy a PS4 with games in the PSVR? I'm like, I don't know, bro. Nobody's gonna want that.
Here's the short version. This was a kind of like an experiment that this kid was doing with a group of people, right? Mm-hmm. Just to kind of expose, well, not even expose, bring to light the offers that a pawn shop would do. This is a brand new PlayStation 5. It was opened like before it got brought to the pawn shop, right? Mm-hmm. Just to say, hey, it's just a used one, right? It's brand new pretty much.
Okay, pause for a second. This is supposed to be more about the pawn shop than the PlayStation, but people have made it
right. Yes.
Right. Okay.
So the guy looks at it. He does a little thing on his computer as if he's looking up for the price or whatever, and he says, "I'll offer you $20." Right?
Wow.
So you know the kid's like, "Oh, you know, whatever, not gonna do it," and the video cuts off. Well, in this article that I read, you know, they were explaining that it's a social experiment just to kind of expose or bring to light the practices of these pawn shops. And me, I got not into some Twitter thing on Twitter, but I got into it, say, look, pawn shops are nothing new. Everybody knows that that's the worst place you can go if you're trying to pawn off your stuff. Anything. Yeah. This is nothing new. You're not going to get full retail price. You're not going to get even close to the retail price. You're going to take
before GameStop. Before GameStop was doing that with games, pawn shops are doing that with everything.
People are going to take a huge loss if you're gonna go to a pawn shop. So this article is pointing out, it's like, well, we need somebody to look into the pawn shop industry so we can have more regulations. And it's like, they are not there to save your situation. They're there to give you as less money as possible, right? And then go on your way so they can maximize their profit, right? Is it shady? Maybe, but that's their business. You know, when somebody tries to sell me a console, I'm going to say, I'll give you $200, but he really wanted 300. I'm not going to give him $300. You know, I'm going to pay less. I want to try to spend as little money as possible. And so people are like ragging. I was like, everybody's like, well, let's find out who this pawn shop owner is so we can rag on him. And I was like, dude, this is pawn shop. This is what they do. I was like, there's been a whole show about pawn shops, and you're going to tell me this is like too much? This is a situation right here where a PlayStation was offered $20 to this kid, and oh no, the outrage.
Now
right?
they want to care. Now they want to care. Like I said, pawn shops were doing this before GameStop was a thing, before the companies that became GameStop. Because remember, it was EB Games and this and that merged or whatever. I forget all the names, right? All that history. Before any of those even existed, before all of us were born, pawn shops existed doing this grift. Now, somebody does it with a PS5. He's offered $20, which he doesn't take, right?
Take it. Yeah.
Now, oh my God. Oh no, now something needs to be done.
Yes, something needs to be done. It was insane how people reacted like, oh my God, we need to find out who this pawn shop owner is, and we need to look into the whole pawn shop industry as a whole to get more regulation in, because this is, you know, they're taking advantage of people's situations and how desperate people are for money. It's like, maybe they shouldn't put themselves in that situation where they need that money.
Yep.
You know?
You only go to a pawn shop if you need money now, because otherwise there are too many storefronts online to sell your wares.
And you already know they're going to cheat you anyway.
When you go through through a pawn shop, they're trying to make profit after retail, right? You're not going to get what you pay for it, and they're not going to pay you what you pay for it.
Yep.
So normally it's somewhere in the middle where both sides can walk away happy, right? The show that you're talking about could be Pawn Stars, right? The only difference in Pawn Stars and your neighborhood pawn shop is Pawn Stars in Vegas, where they brought actual valuable items to them.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And they actually have expertise, restoration, jewelry repair. Whereas bringing a PlayStation in, now 20 was a low ball offer, but you got to see just how naive the child is, right? Or the young man is, or how desperate. That's there because they had all kinds of regulations about like payday loans and things like that. People wouldn't take a payday loan if they weren't desperate. Just like people wouldn't, like my little brother-in-law. He had to get rid of his PC. I said, bro, I'll buy it and give you a couple $100, right? But he ended up saying, sorry, his buddy sold him a 3080 already made, 3090 already built PC. I said, oh man, you won. You know what I mean? Because the pawn shop is not there for you. Right. They have a business to run. And so $20 and he can flip it for $500. That's a $480 turnaround. Now that was a low ball offer.
It is a low ball offer. But I don't feel sorry for anybody who goes into one and expect to get like a huge payout on their product.
But he didn't expect no $20.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Okay, listen. Yeah. At the lowest, if you are really desperate, right? I would say maybe $250 is low ball.
That's being like generous too.
No,
right?
That's low ball.
That's low ball, I would say. But a pawn shop realistically is probably going to offer you like $200.
Dude, I had a cousin who is just notorious when he buys a console or some product. And if he's desperate for money, he will go to the pawn shop and pawn it. I'm like, dude, you know what? I'll give you the money. You give me the system. You want it back? I'll give me the money back. No interest. Just give me the what I loaned you, and I'll give you your stuff back. You're gonna lose at the pawn shop, and you're not gonna get crap at the pawn shop. You know?
Yep.
That's how I handle family members. Hopefully, they don't go to a pawn shop, because most of the time they won't pay to get it out, right?
No, they either forget. They forget because of the date. God, I can't believe I forgot yesterday. It's too late, man. One day over, you're done. You know?
Yeah, I mean, because if you sell it, they're gonna really lowball you. But if you pawn it, aka a loan, then they'll give you a little bit more. But most of the time, people don't have the money, and they should never have bought the thing that they're pawning in the first place.
Right, and that's why they're doing it. But this is probably some kid who just, he got a PlayStation, he doesn't like it. Maybe he's gonna get a Switch or an Xbox or whatever, right? He tried PlayStation, didn't like it, and I'm not trying to make this into a type of thing, right?
No, yeah.
It just didn't. He has a PS5, more than likely, right? Because I'm pretty sure it's not some kid who bought a PlayStation and now he just desperately needs the money. I would hope not, right?
No,
right.
But
I think it was staged because that's an old video.
Yeah.
What I don't like is that when the activist, the couch activists will be like, oh, we need to start looking into the pawn shop industry and fix this problem.
Now they care, right?
Now
They care.
They care. Yes. Oh, it's insane. But I think that was one of the funny things I saw this week that I had to bring up. The other funny thing that we missed out, that I missed out last week, that we didn't get to talk about because of the power outage that I had last Thursday, was that Sony needs Call of Duty to fund their first party exclusives. And this Peter Ovo guy is awesome because he'll put some stuff out there and ruffle some feathers.
He's pretty good with that.
He'll ruffle some feathers out there.
And he knows how to talk when he gets challenged. He knows what to say.
Oh yeah.
Keep him looking bad.
And so their AAAs don't make enough to fund themselves now. Is this the story, right? So they depend on these third parties to fund their first parties, their bangers.
Also, so they claim. So
Yeah,
they said it, not us.
This is crazy.
They're not. That's not now, man. I know I've been saying this for years.
Yeah,
exactly.
They don't need to say it. You just have to pay attention to what it is that they're doing. Right? Look at how when I say they don't like to compete, I get all kinds of blowback. They don't. They would rather kill all of their FPS,
which they have,
which they have,
and ride on third party than to actually compete against the leading first party, the leading third party first person shooters. So if you look at what they do, and you look at how compared to Xbox, PlayStation did great last generation. Those days are over. But if you look at the cadence, their cadence wasn't that great. It was just better than Xbox's.
Right. And that's only because of delays that worked out in their favor.
Well, I'm just talking about last generation. Last generation, Xbox was ready to throw in the towel mid-gen. Right? But if you look at what they're doing now, they do these they have a lot of remakes in the works or in the plans, right? So if you look at the amount of games they dropped, they had Horizon, right? They had God of War. That was last year in Motorsport. Now look at what's going on this year. That's a typical Sony cadence. It's not like they just have game after game after game. It's just that they have more games than Xbox. And if you look at the way that they push their games, they have to give them 5 or 6 years before they release another one because they have to put it on sale and deep discount it to try to get as many sales as they can out of it.
Yep.
Right. And if just pay attention. That's why they only have 5 studios that you really know their name and games. Like they may own 15, but there's only 5 of them that you actually know in the games that they make.
Yeah.
This is no secret. Look at how close they're trying to hold on to Call of Duty. Right. Look at how close they're trying to hold on to Square Enix. And then look at what they're strangling Square Enix because they're not buying Square Enix games either, but they're paying for exclusivity. Right, all these games. I understand why Microsoft got out of the AAA timed exclusivity business because there's no guarantee that anybody's going to make their money, and you're killing the momentum of games.
Yeah,
simple, frankly.
Yeah, this is it's crazy. It's too funny. It's crazy,
and funny,
and funny, and crazy and funnier. But they're also worried that Microsoft will sabotage Call of Duty for the PlayStation if they take on ABK. Now, my take on this is, why would they do that? Why would Microsoft take a studio in like
Sony does it?
Like because I know Sony does it, but that just makes Microsoft look bad, though.
Right?
Oh, we're going to go ahead and buy the studio that makes Call of Duty. We're going to make it awesome on PC and every other platform except for PlayStation. that just makes them look bad,
Yeah.
right? It just makes them look terrible. That it's like, oh, they're just gimping the PlayStation version. It's just going to tarnish their. Well, I mean, nobody gives them credit anyways, but it's going to tarnish their reputation. It's going to tarnish their studio. It's going to tarnish.
Yeah,
the
because
people
they
that's
don't get
working.
credit for the good things they do, but all the
Right.
negative things, yeah, people would be quickly there to talk about it.
Yeah, it's just it's nuts. I mean, it's like, is this a stupid, accusation or something that Microsoft like, oh, they're going to gimp our version? No, they're not. Why would they do that? It's just like, it makes them look bad.
Mm-hmm.
It would make Microsoft look really bad if they did that. And oh my God, the heat they already take now. Can you imagine the heat they would take if they gimp Call of Duty on PlayStation?
And of course,
go ahead, man.
Go ahead, man.
No, you can go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the thing about what PlayStation does, right? They have these parity clauses. When anybody who knows a lick about tech, we know that Xbox has a more powerful console. This feature parity, and PlayStation comes out with a better version of some of these games, even without contracts, right? But a lot of that is tied into the lead platform. The lead platform right now is PlayStation, right?
Yep.
So if anybody thinks that Microsoft's going to spend $70 billion to make to keep PlayStation as the lead platform, for them to invest extra resources in the little locking triggers and all the other stuff, they're mistaken. Xbox is not paying money to keep PlayStation as a lead platform. So if the Xbox outperforms the PlayStation, it has nothing to do with them going out of their way to gimp the PlayStation version. It has everything to do with what's been going on for years, which is they are now first party. So Xbox will quite naturally be the lead platform for their development.
Yeah, and it just goes to show that everybody instantly realized, and this is something I say all the time, right? It's just like when I always say about how we don't need the press and all these recent receipts we get about what Sony has been doing. We already knew, right? Well, here's another layer to that. Now, Sony's afraid that all these things are going to happen to them because they're the ones who've been doing it. That's where they even get the twisted idea that this could happen to them.
Yes, because they're the ones doing it. Yeah.
And it's what I've always said. Like, we don't need these receipts to validate anything because we already know.
So all these things that Sony's accusing that Microsoft might do, they're airing out their dirty laundry right now.
Yep. It's them who's doing it and has been doing it, and now they're afraid that Microsoft is going to get their get-backs on them. But they keep proving they won't. But as I guess we're going to speak about later, that's not what any of this is about.
No.
Because Jim is just using the nuclear option. Because according to Lulu, which if anybody's questioning her at this point, once again,
you got to follow her.
She has everything to risk by lying about this. This has to be true. And when asked, she gave the date. Okay?
Yeah.
Jim said, what did he say?
Jimmy said, the CEO of CIE answered that question in Brussels. In his words, I don't want a new Call of Duty deal. I just want to block your merger. February 21st, I think was the date.
Yeah. When Tom Warren asked immediately after that post, I think he was the first response, right? He asked when. And she said February.
February 21st was when he said it at Brussels behind closed doors.
Right back at him. No hesitation.
Yep.
The exact date. She was ready. Because she already knows how Twitter responds. Oh, can we get a source?
You cannot challenge Lulu, dude.
No.
You cannot challenge Lulu because this is her job.
Yeah. And she's not only is she in this position, and we discussed, her education, all of that, like she's built for this, right? She's also built for this in the video game industry the way stuff operates. Because remember, this is Activision. Guaranteed PlayStation versions of Call of Duty, since they're the lead platform, have been getting that advantage that the features of the Xbox. Listen, man, when you look on the PC, right, the same brand, right, of graphics card, right, same brand of CPU and everything, right, supposedly within a generation or half a generation of each other. We're not going to get into the whole RDNA versions, right? Yes. PlayStation. fans claim that's RDNA 2. Okay, let's go with that. The Xbox is RDNA 2. That means it's the same thing, right? That means they're directly comparable with performance. And we know how it goes down on the PC, right? If the GPU is that one notch above, you're going to see the performance difference within that range, right? To account for the difference in the hardware. Why is it anytime, and not just only, right, but especially when the PlayStation version has the is the main version, right? Is the lead platform, right? That they tie. It's not if it's AMD and NVIDIA, hardware, like each one has different hardware and maybe one has an advantage in this one. No, they're the same thing, supposedly, right? So it shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be this out of whack. And Activision would know because they're under contract by Sony for this stuff. So, of course, she's going to know. So she knows what to say already because she knows the behind-the-scenes crap they've been doing. Because they're the ones who are beholden to the contract with Sony. They know. So she keeps jabbing at him from time to time with this stuff. This came out of nowhere when she made the claim, right? Yeah. Knowing that somebody's going to ask her for a source, and she was ready with the data immediately.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And she has all the documents. I mean, she has the transcripts and everything from that proceeding, But let me do a little break here real quick and say, hey, if you're watching on Twitter, you need to switch over to YouTube because I'm going to cut this feed off on Twitter. Good night and come over to YouTube. Bye. Oops. No.
Yes, man. Sony is projecting exactly because, as we explained, this is what they're doing. But it just goes to show, bro. It just goes to show, like, they're part and parcel with the shenanigans because they're in contract with Sony, so they know the details and they know what to slip out a little bit to get them to look worse.
Oh yeah.
And then
she puts out enough where she doesn't get in trouble. But just enough to really get on everybody's underskin.
Right. And the thing now is, as we've already said, now we know for sure, right? If anybody's debating this, you're a clown, right?
Yeah.
No matter what happens, if this deal goes through or not, Sony is screwed. Guaranteed. Yeah. The contract ends with Sony next year anyway. They're going to have a contract with Microsoft no matter what. Microsoft is still going to get what they want out of it. At least with Call of Duty and all their content, right? They're going to be the lead platform. They're going to have the exclusivity. They're going to have all of that, okay? Instead of purchasing the whole thing, they'll just get what they need out of them anyway. And Sony won't, no matter what. And the only option they have is to sign this contract that Microsoft is giving to them. They even, not even upgrade, I believe, to account for what's it called? PlayStation Plus? No. It's called PlayStation. What's their Game Pass equivalent called?
The premium or extra, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the PlayStation Play, whatever they call it, right? They even updated to account for that. It could be on that if they sign the 10-year deal, right? It's right there. Everything is perfect on Microsoft.
I got the 10-year deal right here. Just sign it. I even got a purple pen for you. Come on.
Yeah, we can add in Microsoft Word. We got that. It's all good.
What you need? Google Docs? I got Google Docs. Don't worry. What? You need Word Perfect? We still got Word Perfect.
I remember that. So, it just goes to show Microsoft has this in the back where no matter what happens, they're still going to be in the advantage. Because even if they are not able to purchase them, Sony is FUCKED.
All right. So
because this relationship is ruined. I'm sorry.
If you're not following Lulu, you gotta follow her. She's right here. It's Lulu Survey. You can't miss her. I mean, you gotta follow her.
Hey, game recognized game, and she's looking quite familiar, yo. Damn.
Yeah. And so shout out to Google Poll. We got Jeremy Merchant, Ren Effer. I've never seen him before, but say hi and welcome. Who else is out there? Myself, Sick is there. That's it. That's what was all chatted so far.
Oh, whoa. No, I'm sorry. Punty. Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Don't say nothing about our girl Lulu, bro. Okay.
So this is what she said. Microsoft after Sony, the dominant console leader for over a decade with 80% market share, a 10-year agreement on far better terms than Sony would ever get from us. We've also offered Sony guaranteed long-term access to Call of Duty, but they keep refusing. But why? The CEO of Sony or of SIE answered that question in Brussels in his words, I don't want a new Call of Duty deal. I just want to block your merger.
Okay, I think you have to click on what he said to get that the spot where Tom Warren responded. But of course, you got Nick and all these other clowns.
Oh yeah, you'll have everybody. Let's see if I can find it. I don't think I can. But yeah, she's in there somewhere. He asked.
On her post, no, the post that you were looking at, you should have clicked that one because I think he asked right there. Okay,
oh,
so
it's probably down some more.
No. Stop that. Scroll up. Okay. Oh, jeez. Scroll down to her first response where she said his quote. Click
Right
on
here?
that. Yeah, click that.
Yep, right there.
See?
When did Jimmy say that? Tom Warren asked. Lulu says, boom, February 21st.
You should get that a like.
Like it.
Yeah, I don't know why people think that she's gonna pull things out of her ass after this point in the game.
Because they want to believe it. They know it's not. It doesn't work like that.
You guys want to know something? You guys want to know something?
Sure.
Lulu DM'd me the other day.
I heard.
It was a short message.
R.I.P. Biggie.
Or I think it was an emoji. Let me see. Let me check
really?
the history here. Yeah, she did.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did the what is this emoji with the two hands going like this?
Oh, I think she'll be flying you to Jamaica, bro.
What is this? Where the two emojis are like this? Like
that's prayers.
No, is that prayers or like high five?
It's a high five, but people use it for prayers.
I don't see it.
Okay, so it's right there.
Okay, put the mouse over it. Or is that a picture? Okay, put a mouse over the emoji character itself.
Folded hands. I don't know.
Prayer. That's prayers.
So she gives me a high five or a prayer. So I respond with this, like, and she immediately likes it.
That she did that.
Something about one of her posts was pure gold, right? It was just it was just like a three-letter sentence. I mean, a 3-word sentence. It said like, oh man, this is totally gold, right? And then I get there, like, are you kidding? Say, nah, this is a fake one. And sure enough, it was her. I was like, sweet.
That's cool.
And then so yeah. That was.
And I realized when Austin Evans. Remember we were talking about the PS5 and they had that new version, right? Like that most recent version. And I was like, dude, you did the last one. Are you gonna do this one? And then he put the salute or whatever. I'm like, he got it in that. He got it in. Yeah. He's gonna handle it, and he did.
So yeah, I got a Microsoft employee high-fiving me or giving me a prayer. Thoughts and prayers.
Soon to be Microsoft employee.
Yeah, exactly. See, Punty's like, how'd you pull that off? It's like, you know me, I got game.
The problem that Sony's gonna run into when it comes to this is Call of Duty Activision is so deep in their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
They already have access to the contracts, and that's why they're calling them to the stand.
Exactly.
Sony doesn't want to give up that information.
Nope.
Right? Not publicly. But Microsoft already has access to it, especially after Bethesda. And then now you got the game they're most dependent upon. You get access to the literature, the demands or agreements to bring the game to PlayStation, the cuts. Like, they get a different cut in comparison to other video games.
Yep.
Like, that is the most popular game on their platform, and they don't own it. They did a great job building that IP up for Microsoft.
Yep. And it's hilarious. So it's hilarious. So maybe I'll reach out to her again at Lulu and say, hey, want to come on the podcast? I'm a small guy, so
that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Get on the podcast and like, hey, tell us about you. Where did you come from? And how are you coming up with these awesome posts?
Yeah, what's motivating her to just act? Well, no. I don't even think we need to ask that question. But how did she just come out like this? Just She never did this in all these years.
Yeah. So let's get into some fun Xbox stuff now. We're done with Sony. They're too easy now.
Mm-hmm.
So you brought up a game, Realist. You say you're playing Guilty Gear that just came out. day one on Game Pass. So if you got Game Pass, go out there and download it and play it. It's a fighting game, right?
Wait, that's not day one. That's been out, but I think it just came to Game Pass. I think.
Well,
It's
it's day one in Game Pass on Xbox. It's been on PC and PlayStation.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Like 2 years.
It wasn't on Xbox, right? Yeah.
I'm a small guy.
It's like
Yeah,
Monster
I
Hunter.
caught that. I caught that, Punty. I know what I said. I'm a small guy.
And I'm
Pause.
having, yeah, I heard that too, but I ain't saying anything. But like, I'm having problems, man, because they're selling the game for $60 when I paid for the whole complete edition for $15 on Steam.
Oh wow.
And so it's like, I mean, I bought my favorite character and just left it at that.
So how does it compare to other fighter games? Because I'm really just stuck on Killer Instinct.
It's more along the lines of a Street Fighter type of game.
Yeah.
But it's beat related. They have cool rock and roll tunes. It's about hitting to the beat. Yeah, it's just fun. It's a fun game. I can't believe that they chose to just stay on PlayStation and not like put
They probably
the game
took
on all
that deal.
platforms.
You probably took
Because
that deal.
because I believe the game can run on a Switch as well. Like it's not
Yeah.
this intense game. It might not be able to run at 60, but like it's not like Street Fighter or Tekken or like
It's the same
Soul
engine as
Calibur.
Dragon Ball Z. If that could run on Switch, this could run. It's the same thing.
Well,
It's the same
I'm
developer.
just from my experience and playing with it, I think the game should have been everywhere, and they really shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah,
So
I
now
agree
they
with
want to get to Xbox when Xbox has Tekken, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat coming, trying to capture some of that mind share, which
Yep.
I think that they should. It's worth it. It's a great game, but I don't know, man. These companies need to stop skipping platforms.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. So I haven't downloaded it yet because, like I said, I've been playing PlayStation 5 lately for the last week and a half. I know. I guess some of the people are watching like, oh man, who's this guy now?
And
Yeah,
the cool
man.
thing I like about these games now too is when you get them, they're oftentimes they're on PC and Xbox when they come to Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the saves and the achievements are cross achievement. You could play on either platform. So like, one day when I put Windows on my Steam Deck, when I dual boot it, I could, play both versions. On the go, I'll play my Steam Deck when I get home. I'm playing my Xbox, and all our progression, everything is there. And games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat in the future and Tekken, it's all going to be the same where at least the save is cross progression across the versions that you get. So no matter what platform you have, it won't even matter. And in fact, like everybody's going to be playing together anyway. So there's cross play, there's cross progression. Cross progression is that new, extra step I'm seeing that they have in all these games now. I'm loving it.
I thought for some reason this was coming out like in the next 2 months or so. And then I found out it was the other day,
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Hey, but don't feel bad, man. I've been hearing about this banger called Legend of Dragoon for years.
Mm.
And so I put about 8 hours into it this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Legend of Dragoon. Isn't that a PS1 RPG?
Yeah, I don't know. I just keep hearing. I kept hearing about it over the years. It's pretty boring, but I gave it a real chance. A real chance. It's pretty old, man. If it's not a PS1, it's a PS2. I would say it's a PS2 era game.
No, that's PS1. Legend of Dragoon. No, that's PS1 because that was like a year after Final Fantasy VII with because I had 3 CDs and this one had 4. I think Dragoon had 4. I'm pretty sure it's that. Wow, that's an old game. That's what, 25 years old?
Yeah, but it just hit their service though.
It just hit their service? Wow.
Well, check this out, Sick. We got a deck user here. That's why I have Windows on my deck. Play Anywhere is an amazing feature. Yes, it is.
Yeah, to play anywhere. That's what I'm talking about. I love that. But
They really don't highlight that much. They did at the beginning during the Xbox.
Just when they put the drivers out. Oh yeah, because they used to call it Play Anywhere. So and that's the thing now. They try to act like it's a different name because they don't want to associate with the name because that reminds you of the era of the Xbox One era. But they still do that today. And in fact, with everything the way it is, you want that more than ever, right?
Yeah.
Like you buy it on Xbox. Oh, the PC version is there too, and it's just whatever you have on hand will work.
The way it should be.
Yeah.
I do like that play anywhere.
You don't have to double dip on these, because a lot of these games I'm buying on Steam
But
and on Xbox, or I'm getting on Game Pass and then I'm buying the Steam version for that, forever version. And there's many ways to skin that cat.
skin it. Skin it. So we got, I don't know if you guys are gonna be into this or not. I will be, because I like the characters they're showing in this trailer.
Benedict Fox.
And I like dinosaurs, which is Exo Primal.
All right.
This is the
Day one in
Horde.
Game Pass.
Day one in Game Pass. July 14th is when it comes out officially. There's a beta coming out next week, as you can see here. Play the open beta. I usually don't play betas.
But you're gonna try this one because you're interested in this game.
July 14th when it comes out. Yep. So just like I like the whatever, I forgot what the other game was called. It had dinosaurs in it. That was a fun game. It's not complete yet. It's just very short. I'm looking forward to this. Dino Crisis. And then this one reminds me of if Anthem and World War Z got together and had this. Because the way the dinosaurs are just kind of running around through the streets, is just coming at you like really fast and furious. That it reminds me of those zombies from World War Z, just coming right at you really quick. And then Anthem, because the suits you got all these various suits to fight these dinosaurs. Look, man, dude, I like this.
Yeah, mech suits, bro. It's always awesome. What are you talking about? I love that stuff.
Javelins, whatever you want to call them, javelins. Mech suits.
Yeah, because my thing is like I see when they announced it, right? They announced it at a showcase. Could have been E3. It was last year, right? When they announced it, and you heard a lot of like groans, or you read a lot of complaints, like who was asking for this? Why not bring Dino Crisis back? But the thing is we need to open ourselves up to new IP, and this is why it belongs in Game Pass. This is why it's in Game Pass, because of the reception the game got, right? If everybody was over the moon about it, they might not have gone this route. But we need to open ourselves up to playing new IP, because we won't get new ideas. You got people still asking for more Resident Evil remakes and Dino Crisis, when here they are trying to present us something new. But I said all that to say that when a company is on a hot streak like Capcom is, I give them a little bit of trust, and I have higher expectations for this game than most. Like
I saw somewhere saying this is not a Capcom game. It's like, and that's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
You remember, who asked us the temperature on Atomic Heart? Our temperature. You know what I'm saying? And I said I'm lukewarm, right? Because I saw, some things that were like red flags for me. But when Capcom is on a hot streak right now, that's why everybody is excited for Street Fighter. But then again, it's an IP they know. I'm excited for this game. I'm even more excited for it that it's in Game Pass.
Day one.
My type of game. Game Pass.
Day and date.
Day and date. Yes. Yep. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And like when they came out with it, what was it? A year and a half ago, or something?
Like that.
It was something like that. I was like, dude, mech suits and dinosaurs. You can't go wrong with that. I like that. So look at this. Look, it's just raining out of the sky. Is that ridiculous? Yes, it is. But hey, it's gonna be fun. Look, they're just coming like water. They're just like flooding the streets.
Japanese style game, bro.
So I'm looking forward to this. July 14th. I already marked it on my calendar. I'm gonna download this and play it. Now,
you know what they need to have, just real quick? Okay, they need to have a new version of this with this new hardware that could render so much, right? Like, keep the detail low. And this is a budget game, right?
This one?
Earth Defense. No.
Oh.
Earth Defense Force.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like, but now, keep the frame rate up, though. But, like, thousands of bugs or whatever aliens on screen at once. Have you ever played those before?
I don't think so. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't.
Earth Defense Force. Oh, my God. There's a bunch in it. They've had them since, I think, the PS2 era.
Oh, you talking about those defending games where they just come and you got to build your little
tower defense?
No. It's not a tower defense. It's not a tower defense. It's like you're in a mech suit, or you're a dude with a gun, or just a regular dude with a gun. It's like low budget, but like over the the games they've increased the quality and stuff. But like you will fight. It's like what's that movie? Like War of the Worlds, like the old one, right? It's got that vibe to it.
Oh, Unreal Tournament.
No, Earth Defense Force. What the hell? Oh, I wasn't even looking at the screen.
Okay. Okay.
I have to look it up.
Now I want a new Unreal. Because
they've been chirping about it.
They've always been chirping about it, man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Always.
but now that they're under Microsoft, there's more likelihood that they'll take a chance on bringing an IP back like that. Because this is what I don't understand. Like the whole problem, like with the whole Baldur's Gate thing, with it not having split screen on the Series S. Most of the people talking about Baldur's Gate don't even know what it is.
Yep.
Well, Baldur's Gate was around when I was a kid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was before I got into PC stuff.
Yeah, and same with the Unreal Tournament. You know what I mean? Like I was playing that like I was young, like 20 years ago. So if they bring it back, Game Pass is the perfect avenue to get people to try the game and get into the game. Because Game Pass is basically makes a free to play out of any game, right? A lot of these games, they're trying to depend on millions of people to go spend $60 or $70 for these games, but Game Pass allows people to have access to a lot of games without having to spend $60 per title that they want to play.
Yep. 60, 70.
Well,
yeah,
now Xbox is 72. So like, and then you got Switch. Had the nerve.
Hey, what up, Jay? No, I'm on Game Pass.
That J-Rock?
No, it just says Jay.
Oh, Jay.
I don't know if it's Jay.
What's up,
Rock.
Jay?
He is Jay.
Too many J's out there.
Yeah,
hey, that's the only regular Jay I've seen. So
Yeah.
he's the guy who got the name Jay.
Well, yeah, I know Jay. What is Jay Rember? Jay Rock. Jay now Jay.
Jigga Jay.
You got that.
Jigga Jay.
You got the idiot Jays out there too.
And what's his name? Always says Guy Jay. I think just because of the algorithm, whatever, like he's afraid to say like are they gonna take his words? He pronounces it oddly like that on purpose.
He could be talking about Jay-Z.
No.
Yeah.
Sean? Our boy Sean.
Sean Carter is Jigger. A jigger is a unit of, it's a little cup for pouring liquor, man.
No, man, I'm talking about
it's a word.
Dirk Griggity's homeboy, man. Sean,
I know Jigga J.
Right, but I'm saying every time he says Jigga J's name, he says Jigga J. I'm like, why does he do that? I think he just doesn't want to get in trouble.
But he's got that Indian. He's got that wrong way. But he's got that Indian twang too.
Nah, he's doing that on purpose.
His V's are W.
Yo, Jigga was what? He has to say on it, because no, he does that on purpose. He does it on purpose.
You have to ask him one day.
Well,
but that's
who? We got our good boy Greenberg trying to hype up the Xbox fan base again today. 2023 is already shaping up to be an exciting year for Xbox and our fans. From the studios at Developer Direct and the shadow drop of Hi-Fi Rush to the upcoming launches of Minecraft Legends and Redfall, leading up to our Xbox showcase on June 11th, followed by Starfield Direct. Dude. And then he posts this. Forza Motorsport coming 2023. It's already been said. 2023. See?
Yeah. Well, so does it say 2023 now?
That's all it says.
It used to say because at the 12-month showcase, because I was going back and forth with these whining Xbox fans.
Yeah.
They say that we're gonna show you games that you can play over the next 12 months. That's what they're focused on. Like things change. It's just gaming, right?
Yeah.
Dates get moved. Most of the games that we're playing right now are from 2022. But if you watch all those trailers, 80% of them had no date. They just had a year. Some of them had a season or a quarter. It would say spring for motorsport. So now that it says 23, I got a feeling that might be the fourth quarter game for Game Pass.
Yeah.
Game Pass is fulfilling their promise this year for once, right? This is the first
Yes.
time they were giving
Yes.
one game per quarter. We got one in the, we got what well, if you want to count AOE, right?
So you got Hi-Fi Rush in the first
We
quarter,
got Hi-Fi Rush
What is
first
your
quarter.
game for a quarter?
Redfall second quarter,
We got
Yeah.
Redfall second quarter. We're gonna
Starfield.
get Starfield third quarter, and
And
so
then
There you go.
Motorsport might be our
Resident
fourth
last.
quarter game.
What do you
Yep.
think? There you go. And right
That-
here,
That works.
here it is. Starfield. Where's the freaking date? I just had the date up here. Now it's gone. Oh, here it is, right here.
September 6th.
Nice.
And here's
Available
the thing
September
about it.
26th. And Sick was telling me people are upset about this.
Of
Why?
course.
Tell us why,
But-
Sick. Tell us why
okay,
people
now-
are upset. I
not
don't get
just
why
the
people are
usual
upset. I'm
subset.
going to let you talk in a minute, but I don't know why people are upset about this. September 6th. You know, first they're upset because it was supposed to come out on 11/22/2022, and it didn't. Oh no, it's a delay. Everybody's crying foul. Oh no, everybody's making fun of Xbox. It's another delay for Xbox. It's a failure. Okay, here we go. 2023. It's gonna now you have a date of September 6th, 2023, and people are still not happy.
Yo, Tech, you had no idea until I told you right before the show.
No, I had no idea they were upset until you told
You
me.
had no idea they were upset. And that's what I was gonna say before you said what you were gonna say. Yeah. Like he had no idea, folks.
Come on,
He
I
didn't know
gotta
what
make
he
a
told
build up, but somehow, you know.
me. Right, but you didn't know for real. That's what I was gonna say before, and then you could have went into that because I would say you had no idea, right? You're like, no, I didn't know.
No, I didn't know.
By the way, he really didn't know. Like, and yeah, there's the usual suspects who are anti-Xbox and whatever. We know them. They're all out there. Nick Marseille and all the ponies, you know, right? They're all out there. O'Neil Gaff, Reset Era, all over Twitter, everywhere.
Hell, even
You know the
Nintendo
names.
guys.
Even Nintendo guys, you know
They
the names.
they just want to get into the fight.
Right. You know the names, you know what they're going to say,
Yeah.
right? But even across the Xbox community, and here's the stupid thing about it. Just because they said 12 months, right, from E3 to, I assume, the next E3, right? Within those 12 months. And September 6th is outside that 12 months. Oh, no! Oh, my God!
Blasphemy.
And it's and the thing about it is, it's not just these usual suspects, because of course they are, right? Right?
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
the Xbox, like the ones who talk about Xbox, who are supposedly Xbox, they're trying to use this as a problem with the clickbait headlines in their videos, and they complaining about it. No, it's because y'all talked a mean game, and you put a line in the sand like a dummy. Now you have to hold to what you've been saying. You're not gonna switch platform because you're not that kind of guy. You Xbox, right? And there are names I could name, and I don't want to bring no trouble to nobody. But like one of the biggest names I could name, bro, right? Who always has the hot smoke for any of the ponies who want to talk this crap. Even and I was like, you really? For shame, bro. Like, I can't even believe, and you know who I mean too, right? I'm sure y'all know who I mean.
I don't, man.
But-
Just give me an initial or something.
Just say it, man. Just say it.
No,
Just say it.
no.
No, you don't want to give out.
No,
You don't even want to give it an initial?
Bro, no, not even doing that. I put it in the little chat. You should see it right there between us three. You should see it right there.
Okay.
Even him,
Thanks,
right? Even
thanks.
this guy, right? I'm just like, yo, and it's just like these dudes, yo, I've lost all respect for them
But
because
dog, it's a busy 2023 though.
no, I get all that, but it's beyond all of that, right? We understand why such complaints are stupid, right?
Yeah,
It just is, right?
it just is.
Okay,
yeah.
we're gonna put that aside. Like all the logic and the reasoning and the facts that we could just use to
Facts.
dead this, right? I don't even need to get into any of that just yet, right? It's just the fact that these clowns is out here doing this for clicks with clickbait headlines to their YouTube videos and their live streams and all of this. And you're supposed to be down for Xbox. You're only down for yourself, and you prove it now more than ever.
I know. It's
And I don't
awful.
support
It's-
none of them no more. I've unfollowed all of these clowns, all of them. Yo, if you don't, and And
and tomorrow I put a video out. I'm upset with Xbox for having a
yeah,
late date.
you'll do it and that video will be awesome the way you be trolling, right? But yo, if y'all see my name often in chats of live streams on podcasts all across, and you know me, I like to say hi to everybody, right? And people holler back, right? You're not gonna see me on certain podcasts, and that's gonna be why, right? Because they're all about that. Like, okay, fine, let's get into the facts of the matter. Number one, like I said already, because it's not within they never gave a date. Never gave a date. It's still coming out this year. This is a franchise, a publisher, and this is their apex project of a style they're known for, and also known for the amount of bugs they come with. The game we already know was completed since before last year ended, right? They could have released it, and normally would have already. It normally would have been out last year. So all this talk about Xbox had no games, they would have capped off 2022 with Starfield. They would have had all the bugs that they're known for having, and then over the lifetime of the game would have got fixed, right?
I hate never ending again.
They're still gonna have them,
and they're still gonna have them. That's the thing. That's the thing. And that's right, Punchy. I see you everywhere too, bro. That's why I holler back at you when you holler at me, and just like everybody else I see in the chat. Right?
So here's it's all coming out between. This is what I have for myself, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to want all these games here. Except you got Crime Boss in March, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You got Minecraft Legends
in
April. Last Case of Benedict Fox in April. Jedi Survival in April. Redfall.
Every month
May.
has a big game. Every month has a AAA game. I think,
Diablo.
Right? Double A. Yeah.
June. Exoprimal. July. Really? I mean,
good time to put it.
None of these games are gonna
That's good
get your mind off of Starfield and say, "Oh, it's coming out September. I can't believe this."
Yeah, and that's why I always say, like, when I see people whining, bitching, I'll say it's hard for me to be up in arms about this when there's so many games that I have to play right now.
Yeah.
Right. This just gives me more time to play it. But I've said this before. I'll say it again. When Starfield was announced 11/11/22, Activision was not about to be first party. They were willing to put Starfield up against Call of Duty, right? Same way they did with Halo. So now that Activision is about to be in tow, you got Diablo with a June release. This is what me and Legal and I went back and forth about. I said they're not going to drop Starfield on top of Diablo, right? Diablo is about to be first party. Why would you want your two first party games to go head to head?
Especially in those two games where like the people who would play those games.
Well, they're both RPGs.
Groups. Yeah, they're both RPGs. They serve the same audience.
So you're not gonna drop it in the first. You're not gonna drop it right next to Redfall either, right? Because it's about time the Arcane had its time to shine. It's gonna be in Game Pass. 30 million people have access to it. It's time for an Arcane game to shine because they haven't missed with any game that I've played from that studio yet. So then you look. So I said last November that it should release in November. September's even better. But I knew that they were not going to drop it in the first half because it made no sense. They had too many games that were pushed from 2022 that they paid for in Game Pass, right? Like your Atomic Heart, right? When is Stalker coming, right? Those games were supposed to be released last year. Those games they paid for. Those games are coming, and they need their moment in the sun, right? Atomic Heart had its little time to shine, and right after that, you get a whole bunch of other games a couple weeks after that. But I knew that they were not going to drop it in June because you already have a game that's about to be your first party. Rob Ferguson left Microsoft to go finish that game, so it's obviously near to the old school's heart, that game, right? So I knew for a fact that it would not release in June like everybody was anticipating. Some people said March. Didn't make sense to put it in March. You don't want to put too many of your games out because at some point you're oversaturating your server.
And that's exactly the problem that Microsoft is about to have. Too many games, first party even.
Well, they have it right now.
Too little time. This gets a taste of that problem, right? This gets a taste of it. It's about to be really bad. It's about to be Nintendo levels where like I said, you look on VG charts, right? Look at the Wii, for example, right? The top 25 or 30 best-selling titles on that platform were all from Nintendo. It's about to be the same way for Xbox. The top like 25 or 30, right? Every month there's going to be a major first-party AAA, and let alone the AA, you know, the indies, the little side things here and there that come out every week that you didn't even know about, you know, half the time on the week before, right?
But
Too many games. Even.
Who is that? Booty that runs everything?
I believe so.
These nuts.
Okay. So Booty said that 2023 we have a problem that we have too many games and we don't know where to put them, right? But Starfield hasn't been being delayed because of polish or bugs or anything, because there's no open world game that hits the market with no bugs. There's going to be bugs. They might be polishing graphics or whatever because they have the time to, but this is all done for positioning, right?
Yes.
You got September wide open, you had November wide open, October wide open, but they chose September. But then again, that's third quarter. That's fulfilling their promise, right? One AAA game per quarter. Then you got Forza Motorsport that should fit right in the fourth quarter to change the whole racing genre as we know it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I knew. And I also paid attention that there were no dates. Like you don't hear the outrage, right? You got a game like Hollow Knight. I've been waiting to play that game. Hollow Knight's been getting.
Well, maybe you should start the outrage.
No, because that's
take,
not how
take
I am.
the lead.
What?
Take
Look,
the
man,
lead
look,
on the
look,
outrage.
Man, you just asked me what I'm playing, right? I'm playing 4 games this week, juggling, right? And then 2 of them just came out. You got Wolong. I mean, Guilty Gear is new, but it's new to Xbox. So where does Starfield fit in that? Where's Redfall fit into that? Right? This just gives me time to beat those games. I still need to beat Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's people who haven't beaten games from last year. I know I have. Yeah. I still haven't beaten High on Life.
Well, I beat that one. But see, another thing is Xbox is trying to change the narrative when it comes to exclusivity, because it seems like people only want to talk about games when they're exclusive, right? Or the zeitgeist, like what's the game? Elden Ring last year and Hogwarts this year, right? Play the games. If you like Monster Hunters or Monster games, you go play Monster Hunter, right? Because they got Xbox also has a Monster Hunter competitor, if the leaks are true, right? In the works. There's so many games that they have that they've told us about that we need an update on, man. Contraband, Fable, Perfect Dark. Yep. What else? Did I already say Fable? Outer Worlds 2.
Yep.
You know what I mean? All these games, like Xbox has a roadmap, and this is what I said on somebody else 100 show Saturday. I can't go back and forth with guys who don't have a roadmap on their console when they're telling me we don't have games over here, when there's 14 games that Xbox has announced that haven't hit the market yet.
But they're not over the shoulder story movie games. That's the problem.
Well, Hellblade will soothe that itch for people like Cognito who keep begging for a PlayStation game on Xbox.
Yep. But even then, it will have more replay value and things like that too. It's not just going to be that. I could already tell.
Well, I mean, that game should win Game of the Year. I told you if Microsoft's going to win Starfield, I mean, it has to go against Zelda.
No.
You know, but Hellblade should be the game to get Microsoft.
Even though it's releasing September 6th, Jeff Keighley will say, nope, you're past the deadline. You cannot submit it.
Mm-hmm. He could possibly change the rules for an Xbox title. You know?
He'll change the rule.
What is it going to do? It's not going to change our opinion of him. We already know he's a pony.
Yeah.
Yep.
We already know that he makes concessions for them. You know, so it's not going to change anything. Fine. I don't care about Game of the Year awards. I just know that if there's a game that's going to win, it's going to be that game because they have a criteria. They like the third-person games. They like the narratives. Now you have a lady who's going through psychosis. I mean, if that doesn't win, what will?
Yeah, what excuse will they have now? Because if it ticks all those check boxes, that's apparently prerequisite, right? Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the game that I think should win hands down. Starfield, in my opinion, should win because
it should be
Starfield. Think about it. They said there are 250 lines of recorded dialogue. You know, and when you compare that to a game like Zelda where the people are chirping. Like,
Uh,
I don't get it.
And
I
it's
don't get
probably
it.
just like a Galaxy 2, to the Zelda.
Well, they said
Remember
it was
Galaxy 2?
yeah, but they said it was Ragnarok. It was DLC that they planned. They just went ahead and made a
Oh,
full
really?
game out
They
of it.
Nintendo said that? Oh, so it's
Yeah,
basically the Ragnarok situation with Zelda. I mean, it seemed that way, which was my point, but I didn't know it literally was. But it seems to me this is just more of the same from the original one,
it
right?
is more of the same. More
Oh,
puzzles and shrine hunting.
and don't forget too, because this happened before with the Zelda that was on the GameCube at the very end, but it came out to the Wii, right? It launched on the Wii, right? Twilight Princess, right?
Hmm.
Remember, that was a GameCube game that they delayed for like 2-3 years in a row. And 2 years before the Wii was even out, I'm like, dude, they're going to delay this game and release it on the. At that point, I don't even think we knew what the project name as the Revolution yet, right? Remember that was the project name for the Wii.
Yep. Or
I
the
don't even think we
Neo.
knew that name back then. Okay, so it was that far I predicted that would happen, and they did it again with this Zelda, right? Like it was
That was
on
a
the
Wii U
Wii
game.
U. That was a Wii U game that they launched on this. They did it again, and I called that one because remember they kept delaying that one again. It wasn't as egregious as Twilight Princess, but it got delayed I think twice instead
Yeah,
of
but
three or four. Right?
that was smart business.
No doubt, no doubt. I don't knock it either, right? Especially with the first time they did with the GameCube, because the GameCube was dead for like a year and a half before that even happened anyway, and the same with the Wii. Actually the Wii, but especially with the Wii U at the time, so it made sense, right? And in fact, the early success of the Switch was a lot of the Wii U games that got re-released, so they actually got their time to shine on a platform that was doing good, right? That's what protected the Switch in those early days. But back to the point I'm making is they're doing the same thing again, and I could just tell. So everybody's gonna all of a sudden, cap for Nintendo all over again. Oh, this Zelda game, but basically it's the same thing they did with Galaxy 2, where it was just more levels of the same shit. The same shit.
Oh, you
Like,
talking about Mario Galaxy?
yeah, Mario Galaxy. Remember Galaxy
Yeah,
2?
bro, that was fun.
It was the
bro.
same story. Even they even changed the story, act like it happened after.
Yes, yo,
it was
that
like
was fun,
But
bro.
it, just,
That was
it
no,
was
that
a
was
great
fun.
game. It was a great no. I actually think it was a great game. Like both of them were great
Nah,
games.
bro,
But
that
the
was
fact
buns. That
they
was the
did that
same
was fun.
game, man.
It was the same game. The fact that they did that was buns. Because if anybody else, even Sony wouldn't have gotten away with that. It would have got a lot of crap. It still would have sold, but they would have got a lot of crap. Xbox would have been obliterated, but Nintendo, nobody even complained about that. And the few people who could bring that up, they got shut down so quick back in those days. I
I
remember
want
that.
another one, yo.
Galaxy's games were good. I'm just it was
It
what
wasn't
they
a
did
bad
about.
game. It was
Was
just
what they
that
did.
it was like you bought that game and it was the same game.
Yep.
At least when you get to Mario Odyssey, it's a different game, right? It's still collectathon, but it's different. It's not the same. You're not using the Switch smokes, whatever they're
Infinite
called,
Princess.
to collect things. But yeah, that and because see, I'm the guy that bought the whatever the edition was called with Zelda, where you got the DLC. I got that DLC and saw that all they did was make me naked and make the game harder. I was like, nah, get out of here. I just take it right
Yo,
back
man,
out, man.
fuck that.
Yeah,
How do you not know it
dude,
was gonna do that before you bought it? It's like you didn't even know what a Quest 3 was
well,
until I told you because you almost bought that too.
plus 3.
No, the Quest Pro. You almost bought that
No,
before I
yeah,
told you
yeah,
what it
yeah,
was.
yeah. That was the Oculus Pro. Yeah, but I didn't know what it was. I just saw it. It was my first time seeing it, and man, I was there. It was Black Friday. Things were on sale, and I just happened to throw it at you. And you're gonna forever make me feel stupid about that, huh? I could have
No, I'm
returned
just
it if I
saying.
didn't like it.
No, but it was the point that you were willing to spend that much but didn't know, and apparently, well, you did the same thing with it. But because that's not a type of because if it was a hard mode DLC, how do you not know in advance?
No, you bought it day one, right? It didn't tell you what the DLC was. It says future DLC when you bought the game.
Oh, okay. So they didn't
Yeah,
advertise what it was.
yeah. When you bought the game, it was like 90 bucks or 80 bucks to get the expansion. It just says expansion. And then when you get the expansion, all they do is take all of your weapons that you worked so hard for, including the only one that doesn't break, and then send you out there to fight against tougher enemies. That's not my.
That's the other thing I hated about that game. The weapons break. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, I always had enough weapons. Like you can always find weapons. Like I like the game. I don't think I want it, especially at $70. I don't think that I'm gonna be there day one for that game.
Oh no, man! I'll play it on my Steam Deck.
Especially, yeah, because that's how I
I'll wait
play.
till they have a nice little package for the Steam Deck like they have for the first game. Okay,
Yeah.
but on a nice little package with all the DLC and everything, just gotta plug it in. Boom, I'm good to go.
So that's
I'm
what I-
busy playing-
Oh, game the other day.
What game?
Gotham
What?
Knights for $20 on GameFly, baby. Woo, 20
Oh.
bucks.
That's worth $20. That's worth 20
See?
bucks.
You
Yeah,
wait. Get
but I got
$20
it.
back.
I got it for $23 off of CD keys back in the
Yeah.
day. So
Nice.
like, and but I still need to beat a few other games. There's a lot of games I'm playing, bro. Like, so yeah. And what's the name? Legal says he likes it, so I'm gonna give it a shot, man.
I know. I text a buddy of mine who lives around here, and I say, "Hey, man, don't you have Gotham Knights?" He's like, "Yeah." I say, "I just got it for $20, man, off of GameFly." He goes,
It-
"It's not that great." I'm like, "Well,
What
F you then,
platform
man."
Did you get it on?
I go, "F you then." Who, me?
Yeah.
Xbox.
Okay. I mean, I told Legal I would get it when it hits bottom basement prices again, and then we can run co-op.
There you go, man. Look at GameFly. You don't need a membership. I got it straight from the store,
It's still. When did you buy it?
like earlier this week.
All right. Well, I'll look, but
Or just look on CD keys and see how cheap it is.
it's more on the consoles. I got it on Steam for $24, like 23 some change.
Nice.
But yeah, man, you gotta watch these guys, man. These guys are in the business of making content, not giving you real feelings or opinions.
Yeah. And I started unfollowing them because I'm like, you know what? I really don't need the press for opinions. So now the podcasters who I thought were more into, and now I know a lot of them aren't, right? But even the ones that who, I followed for a while and thought I had a good beat on them for years already. Now they're coming out of woodwork with this stuff. This isn't the ones that have flip flopped in the past. These are ones.
Yeah, just wait until I start clowning on Xbox. Man.
Now they're starting to like, yo, for real?
You ain't off limits either. You ain't off limits. See, Sick don't want to call names, and I don't have a YouTube channel to call people's names, so I respect that. But like these guys, bro, like when they say, "Well, what call their names?" Yeah, that guy, bro. It's just that you have to look at the companies that they keep, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get too many.
I've seen that
clues.
for a while. I've seen that for a while too.
Yeah,
that's why I don't listen to the podcast live anymore. I stopped doing that for 2 years now.
Right. You just look at the guests that they have, look at their affiliations, and then
and as certain guests hop in, all of a sudden they start being all cool with them.
Yeah.
But when they're not there, they're speaking complete opposite, right? And then all of a sudden the guests are there, and all of a sudden they're kowtowing to them. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You just watch the company they keep, and you won't be surprised. It's
Yeah,
like
the moves
some of these guys, man, that like start this slow wine when it comes to Xbox. When MBG, Salty, when those guys started, I knew it was coming.
Yep.
Y'all might not know him, but TK9, I knew it was coming. He complained.
Oh yeah, with the physical thing, he started getting real nuts with the physical stuff
well,
now.
Not only the physical thing, it's just that he was complaining about things that make little to no sense as it pertains to Microsoft.
Yeah, the matter.
Right?
Yeah.
If you don't think that $1 trillion company has it figured out, and when I ask anybody the question, what were they going to market? You know what I mean? You can't say that they didn't market Halo and Forza.
Oh, and TK9 isn't even on the list either. So I just want to put that out there. Like,
what list?
He's not one of the ones.
No.
He's not one of the ones.
TK, my man. That's why I talk about.
Yeah. I don't agree with what he's saying lately on those subjects, but yeah,
what I'm saying is,
he's always been about that.
I noticed the heel turn. You know what I mean? He was complaining about stuff like marketing, bro. Just go play the games. He was complaining about games that are normally PlayStation-centric games coming to Xbox. Like Parasite Eve has always been a PlayStation thing.
Yeah, but at least it's consistent with what he's always been saying. It's not like he flip-flopped. This is the mode he's been on. It's just now at a point where you outwardly disagree, but we still cool. You know what I'm saying? But these are other people. What I'm talking about are other people who are consistently inconsistent, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're laughing,
TK9 is being
true.
It's true.
Yeah.
TK9 is consistent. I don't agree with him, but at least I know he always felt that way. He never hit it. I can respect that, even though I disagree. These other dudes, they sat there and pretended like they were cool in that way with the situation at being, and they had their complaints and the issues, and that's fine too, right? They were being objective about it. But now when push comes to shove, this is how they act. Nah, son, I ain't with it.
They better. Ain't that
I
right?
ain't with it.
Yep. Because hey, Tech, how can you complain about Starfield that you thought was coming in June, getting pushed back a little bit further, when you got
Oh
games
no,
like
I'm
Exo Mecha?
devastated.
Yeah, but
Especially when you know it's gonna have bugs anyway.
Yeah, but it
I'm
ain't
devastated.
about the
I'm
bugs.
very upset. I think I'm just gonna boycott the game and
Yeah,
Just
but
a free
look,
game.
you got a game from Cap. Look,
Yes.
but you got a game from Capcom that's gonna hit, and
Yeah.
by that time, and I always throw Diablo into Game Pass because the deal should be closed, and even if it isn't closed, they should go ahead and throw that in Game Pass, right? But at the end of the day, it's still first party, and I know you're gonna buy it for $70 if it's not in Game Pass. Am I wrong?
for sure enough.
Right. Because we agreed. Now, if you're gonna renege on that, I could save my $70.
Punty, you're wrong. It's 3 months. Get your months right. Wait,
What's 3
June,
months?
July, August, September. 3 months.
But the crazy thing is, they never gave us June.
Right.
So-
No, that's what people made up.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
people made up.
basically,
And,
12
because it
months
was
from
a year.
E3. Yeah,
Yeah,
12
because
months
it was
from
a
E3.
year from June 12th or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
at the
June
end
to
of the
June.
day, watch that trailer. I watched it again because somebody made me question myself. I'm like, bro, I know I remember none of them had dates. And that's why I've been saying this whole time that these games are not going to come when people think they are.
And I bet you they
Starfield
really
says
could
2023.
release it within the 12 months. It's just that they have to space them out. That's probably the main reason. And at the same time, a secondary reason they could work on bug fixes for even longer, right? For those
Gamer
couple months
problems.
longer.
gamer
Right.
problems.
But they could have released it last year with the bugs and everything. And of course, because they're on their Xbox now, they would get hurt for that even more than normal. But it would have happened anyway. But of course, nobody can take things objectively. It was like I was saying with the PSVR 2 when we opened this up. Just being objective. It's taking knocks it doesn't deserve, and it's getting credit it doesn't deserve, and it's not being reviewed objectively. I don't think from most, right? Although afterwards I've seen videos of Gran Turismo and it's very positive light, and it makes sense why it would be, and so I'm cool with that. I don't really have knock against that, right? But it's the same mentality. It's not being fair on both sides of the coin, and that's what the problem is. That's my issue.
Punty's like moving the goalpost here. He's like, you wrong, bro. If it was going to be released in June, it would have been at the end of June. So I don't count June in that 2 months or so.
Yeah. Because it's like September 6th, right? Or September 9th. Like, that's barely a month. That's like the very beginning of the month. Like, if you
I
really
don't
want to
count June because it's towards the end of June.
you
So
really
June
want
is
to nitpick. That's
a
corny
over
thing.
already, bro.
Yeah, that's the nitpick, but still, like, who cares, bro? Really?
Hey, look, like when you got a guy like Tech that said,
Punty, I mentioned this guy, Punty, he's in the corner, he's smoking his thing, right? He's in the back saying, yo, bro, I don't even count June because June is already done, yo. It's like it's supposed to come out June 30th. Dude, the month is done, bro. I ain't counting June.
Yeah.
But like when you got a game like Exo Mecha hitting the service in that same span when you were hoping to play Starfield, why not boot that up? Why not?
But then you got Redfall a month before. Why would you back to back?
Yeah, I mean, they all need time to breathe, and that's why I knew that it would not drop right after Redfall. When they gave Redfall a date in May, I knew that it wasn't going to hit in the first half of the year like they said.
Are you outside, man? It's raining.
Oh man, I'm here by you, man. Yeah, it's raining like a month. Is it loud?
I can hear the rain.
In the back. We can hear in the background. I've been thinking about that the whole time, but it's not annoying or anything.
Y'all should have said something.
It's all right.
It's not annoying or anything.
It's not annoying. I just caught it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of it. Yeah.
So, Well, time to wind it down, guys. Oh, I won't be here next week because I'll be in Colorado.
Colorado.
I'll be skiing. So there'll be no show next
Are
week.
you going to imbibe on any of the things on offer in that state?
No, I'm not that guy.
Me neither, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Every time I hit Colorado, I'm always going to ask that question. Weren't they like the first place to make it legal, that state?
Yeah. They got their shops and everything. You could buy the edibles and all that. So, no, I've never, nobody believes me, but I've never done it before.
I've done an edible by accident, bro.
I never done an
But
edible.
you got kids though.
What's that guy?
What's that got to do? I don't understand that either.
I got kid. No, I've never smoked. I never had edibles or anything like that. Now, I'm not innocent on other things, but that I never done. Just wasn't my thing. I was more of the hallucinogen type of person.
Rave type person?
Yes, I'm the rave guy. I'm the one with the pacifier with my glow sticks. That's Can't you see my lights are going off and on? See? In the back.
Hey, his ringtone is Sandstorm.
There you go. See? It's that my ringtone is that Blade club song.
Oh, okay. I remember that.
Yeah, that's hot. My ringtone is the James Bond ringtone. I mean James Bond Paul screen. Dun, 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 dun. I can't remember. Like it's been so many calls I've almost missed because I'm listening to the ringtone.
Wow. You know the one I have, because you guys have heard it in the background from time to time when I actually call in the middle of the show. I got the Metal Gear codec thing.
Yeah. I used to have that, but then I don't. I just do a little ding. I'm done. So, all right. I got to get going. Any last words, guys?
Go play some games. Stop whining about
Yeah.
what's coming.
That's
exactly.
right.
And thanks for everybody in the chat. For
chat, Punty, Jeremy Merchant,
Yeah, shout
Poe.
out to the chat.
Yep.
Everybody, thank you for coming out. I'm tired. I got to start packing, figure out what I need to take with me, and hopefully put out some videos on my other channel. So
nice.
You got to bring your Series X with your X screen.
No, I'm not.
Oh. The boys would never leave the hotel room. Then they wouldn't have fun.
Yeah, but he does have that game screen though, right? You still have that?
Well, that thing is heavy though. I'm not taking.
No, but the point is, he's going on vacation. If he has that, the boys aren't going to do nothing.
I have that case. Yeah, I still got. I'll showcase it here one of these days. I'll put it out so people can see it.
Bro, you missed the Blade reference, man. You said that thing is heavy. I said, but you're so big. You don't remember when he said it's heavy, but you're so damn big.
So big, dog. No, I remember.
That's what Whistler told Blade. But all right, y'all, man. Good show, man. It's always a pleasure.
Facts.
Peace, guys. You guys have a good night.
Peace.